Yeah. It's Air Moses. Gang. Gang. Alright, so as you may or may not know, or if you can hear, if you don't know my voice, if you're unfortunate enough to not be blessed with the familiar sound of the voice of a God, you can hear that my voice is slightly off. Why? Because it's in my opinion that I had the coronavirus, man. You know, shout out to the coronavirus. But at the end of the day, I had the coronavirus once before, prior to this Sunday, last Sunday, right? Today is it's Saturday. So before, I want to say early January, first week of January, I had, what's up, viewer? I had the corona, and it only last. It was horrible. It was bad. I had it for a good 16 hours. It was horrible. I had a little cough for about 2 months. Eventually, I was back to normal. Now, recently, somebody that I lived with had the coronas, and I was exposed to it because I was being real reckless. I was being real cocky because I'm handsome and I'm wealthy, and I just thought, "What's up, man?" And I just thought, "Greetings from Japan, man. Shout out to Japan." And I just thought I was untouchable. You know, I was exposed to the corona. My body felt a little funny. You know, I felt like Squidward for a couple of days, but I was still feeling myself because I was asymptomatic, right? That was a couple months ago. Now, I don't want to point any fingers or name any names, but I believe that somebody very close to me put me in a position where I was exposed to the coronavirus. Now, I was doing what I'm doing right now, sitting outside, smoking a little something, drinking a little something, enjoying my life. This was on Sunday night, okay? I was smoking, and then all of a sudden, something just in my body. I had a little tickle in my throat. I had a little, I was doing the, all of that. I had a little something in my chest. I didn't think too much of it because I smoke cigarettes here and there. What's up, Tony? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I end up, I felt really sick. I started getting a headache, felt real nauseous. My breathing was acting crazy. So what did I do? I went in the house. I blacked out for whatever reason. I wasn't turned. I wasn't any of that. I had probably 2 beers. I went in the house, and literally what happened, I woke up with my work pants on, with no shirt, under the covers, hanging off the bed, and I was sick as a motherfucking dog. Now, I can't give you all the details, but I'm going to be as graphic as possible. Now, that Monday morning, which I was off Monday and Tuesday, today is Saturday. I was off Monday and Tuesday. This is the worst. This is the worst. The worst. This isn't the sickest I've ever been, cause I grew up in the '90s. I don't know what the sickest I ever been in my fucking life, bro. Well, no, no, no. This isn't the sickest I've ever been, but these are the most brutal symptoms. It's two different things. So I couldn't. Every time I turned, I couldn't breathe. I had to like find the sweet spot where I had to sit at the perfect angle and do all this goofy ass shit. It felt like I only had access to probably 20 to 30% of my lungs, bro. Every time the temperature changed, every time that I would move the cover a little bit and some cold wind came in, my whole body would be in pain. That's what a lot of people don't understand about the corona. It fucks with your nervous system, bro. That's why a lot of people can't taste and can't smell certain things because it fucks with your neurology. It fucks with your brain. It fucks with your nervous system. The most important organ when it comes to your nervous system is what, children? The brain. You know what I'm saying? So it was fucking with my nervous system. Uh, and my mom was not aware that I had the coronavirus for a couple days, which this is still I don't know for sure, but because I've had experience with this monster, these are the symptoms, right? So I had the diarrheas. You know what I'm saying? I felt nauseous. I had a headache, temple headache, all of this, back of my head, top of my head, all fucked up. Um, Constantly tears coming out my eye, my left eye specifically. Constantly for whatever reason, I was keep getting the hiccups. You feel me? No appetite. Um, when I drank water, I wasn't pissing. I couldn't. The most important thing, I could not breathe. I couldn't expand my fucking lungs. My diaphragm was all fucked up, which was obviously a nervous system thing. Um, my heart, I could feel every heartbeat. Now that's the first. That happened for the first 2 days. Now that the second day, I don't want to skip anything. I took the coronavirus medicine, right? It started with an O. It's a long ass word. It's like Oscar Lopalosi, something like that. Now I took this medicine, bro. 30 minutes, I'm coughing, blowing my nose, coughing, blowing my nose constantly. I got 3 bags full of tissue. I got empty water bottles. I don't want to gross you out. Empty water bottles with the bottom with mucus in it. Constantly, right? No homo. I took this goddamn medicine and I'm thinking, I'm just trying to spit. I'm coughing. And then this one is all dry. But then my stomach was doing this. And I was like, I know I don't gotta throw up. And then what happened? I ran to the bathroom and my girl was on the phone with me. Shout out to my girl, man. You helped me through this whole thing. What a woman. And I'm guessing this is what the medicine, this is the first thing the medicine is supposed to do, help you cleanse yourself. Because it said flu symptom accelerator or destroyer, whatever it says on it. I threw up, it's a whole gallon of mucus. And I'm like, gross. And then I flush it. And then what happens again? Another one. Whole gallon of mucus. That's 2 gallons of mucus. I threw up because of this medicine. And I'm thinking, if this is what I feel significantly better. Second day. I was like, if this is what this medicine does, I really want to take it. But it says I'm supposed to take it every 6 hours. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take it again. Took the shit again. I'm straight. Now I got my appetite back. This is day 3. So what did I do? I'm chopping up not onions, mangoes, apples, drinking my smart water, man. Shout out to smart water, man. Drinking my smart water, eating mangoes, apples, right? Eating, and I coupled this, and everybody knows I'm not a big proponent of man-made medicine. But I took some shit. It wasn't Tylenol, it wasn't Advil, it wasn't Excedrin. It was called pain relief, okay? And I took some other shit called zinc, okay? And I took some other shit, I don't remember what that was. But my mother gave me some inhalers. One was all steroids, and the other one was an emergency inhaler. So if you have shortness of breath and you need to expand your lungs, that will help you breathe. And the other one was for like if you want your lungs to heal faster and to prevent you from wheezing, that. But long story short, bro, every time I stood up or moved too fast, I would have like an asthma attack symptom. I would be breathing, I would have to do this. I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't walk to the kitchen to make me something to eat. When I did muster enough strength up to go in the kitchen, I had to take an apple, an orange, a mango, an avocado, a can of fucking pineapples to my room with a knife and a plate, a gang of water, and I got up in the middle of the night to make some cookies. I guess I was delusional or delirious. I don't know why. And I just felt nauseous and I went back to sleep. But everything I did, if I turned too fast, it would make me have the asthma attack type symptoms or make me nauseous or make me want to throw up or whatever, bro. But I was constantly shitting like 4 or 5 times a day. It was not pretty. I had the corona before. That shit only lasted 16 hours. It was nothing compared to this. It was nothing. And then I'm constantly, I'm living off of what I grew up off of. Just sweat it out, hydrate yourself. If you can't breathe, go in the shower, turn it on as hot as you can handle, breathe in the steam. No, not this shit. At some point, because I smoke cigarettes and I've been smoking weed since I was 15. So I know how deep the phlegm will go. I know where I know my lungs anyway. But at the end of the day, I could feel that there was nothing in there, but I'm still constantly coughing. And my diaphragm was just weak and was not expanding my lungs the whole way. It was scary, bro. It was not a good sight. And it was just random muscles hurting. And then I could only breathe if I had slept on my left. So my spine was all fucked up. My ribs started hurting. My hip hurt it still hurts a little bit. But then eventually, yesterday I had to do something very important pertaining to some money. So I had to, I meditated, especially I could only sleep for like 4 hours at a time because I couldn't fucking breathe. And there was times where I would be trying to sleep. Like I would be, even when I would take out a little pain relief medicine, I even took some Mucinex DM. I put everything together to help me sleep. Cooked up a cold concoction with some good little ginseng tea, not ginseng, little melanin tea. Not melanin, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as I start feeling sleep, I stop breathing and just jump out my sleep like that. And I was like, what? I can't even sleep? Damn, Gina. For real. I can only sleep during the day for whatever reason. It's like I said, it's a nervous system thing. So what I did was I had to fall asleep, excuse me, with the lights on. Couldn't sleep in the full dark for whatever reason. Am I afraid of it? I've never been afraid of the dark my whole life. But my body just would not let me sleep at a certain, especially if I could breathe for whatever reason. My body wouldn't let me sleep without me not breathing. I would stop breathing before I would fall completely to sleep. Or if I fell completely asleep for 2 minutes, my body would stop breathing. It was hell. First 3 days. Explosive gross diarrhea. What else we got? Every time I would wake up, I would take probably 4 naps a day. I would take, no, not 4 naps. I would take 3 naps a day and fall asleep once. Out of those naps, every time I would wake up, I would have the hiccups for a good 40 minutes, little less than an hour, have the hiccups within the first 10 minutes of me waking up. I don't know what kind of demonic, devilish disease. This is like, that shit was like mental torture. That shit was like I don't even want to use that word, but that was like a virus that was created out of an act of war. Because all the things that I conform to that I would normally not do, and think about it if I wasn't around certain resources. It's not like I would have succumbed to this and just shriveled away, but I'm glad I had everything that I had. I did take the little coronavirus medicine, the little pop rocks. That's what they taste like. I'm glad I had clean water. Had I been in, I don't even want to say all of that because I don't have the experience of living in a third world country. They probably would have gave me more fruits and vegetables, and I would have had family and sunlight around me and all of that. But I could see why. So if people had it like that, or even slightly worse, and they didn't have any motivation, or they were old as hell, and they went through those same things as me, I could see why so many people didn't make it out the end of the tunnel. But that shit was fucked up, bro. It was very messed up to one of the highest degrees. That's not the sickest I've ever been. I had pneumonia like 3 times in my life. I had the flu countless, at least 10 times. At least 10 times. It was some point in time where I had the flu once a year. And I know people who've never had the flu. I've had migraines from from 7 to like probably 12 years old. I've been like bro, I've been pretty sick. It's not like I have fucking leukemia or anything like that. I don't know anything about any diseases on that scale or that caliber. Um, but being in constant, yeah, man, it was really no joke, man. What I do want to say is I don't want to in I don't want to indoctrinate anybody. I don't want to encourage or discourage anybody from doing what you're doing. I just want you to know if you don't want to wear a mask, if you don't want to get the vaccination, if you don't want to wash your dirty ass motherfucking hands, I just want you to know that you need to be more mindful of the people that you are around and the people that you may have been around that might influence the people that have things going on because you have things going on. I want you to understand that we need to be considerate of each other. I'm not going to say that you need to mask up. Well, maybe you should double mask. Maybe you should put a mask on your mask. Maybe you should buy a mask for your mask. No, I'm not going to say all of that. I'm not going to tell you to put anything in your body that I'm not familiar with because I didn't do that. And if you have, hey man, all power to you, man. I'm not going to tell you to do anything besides be mindful. Don't be so selfish. Because at the end of the day, I was thinking like that too. Even after I got it, the first time, I was, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. That's not my motherfucking baby, nigga. Fuck that baby. I'll cough in that baby face. Come here, Oda. Is that your son? How old is he? Ah! You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even on that, but I was just like, look, I want to breathe. I want people to be inspired by my beautiful ass face. Like, nigga, how are people gonna fucking look at me if they don't know? People don't know I'm beautiful. They're gonna treat me like I'm normal. I don't know. People just didn't look. I just didn't look appealing to them with the mask on, man. People just treated me like I was normal looking. I'm not used to that. You see how stupid that is? That's why I didn't wear a mask. Because I just enjoy people looking at me like, this nigga's exceptional. No, I'm just playing. I'm not, but I am. At the end of the day, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear gloves. You should wash your hands because it's just good for you. It's just the right thing to do for yourself. It is what it is. You should not be talking in people's face all close to them like you're trying to tell them a fucking secret. At the end of the day, you do have to be mindful that you might be asymptomatic because I was around somebody that had the coronavirus and that motherfucker was about to die. That motherfucker was 2 degrees from dying. That's a fact. And I was inhaling that foolishness and I was asymptomatic and I was still walking around interacting with people. Do you know how many, now that I think about it, it could be people that aren't alive right now because I was just being selfish. It could be people that lost their jobs, cars, houses because I was living with somebody who was full blown affected by corona. And I was asymptomatic thinking that I was just being so careful when I was at the end of the day, but I still had that funny feeling inside me. And at some point I was just like, okay, it's been so long, I'm not sick, but I can feel that a foreign something is inside of me because I feel less energy. I'm feeling funny, I'm feeling a little moody, I'm not feeling like myself. But I was still just in the world dancing around, and for somebody to give it to me and they had that same feeling is not fucking good. And guess what? I've been off of work for 4 days. I can't go back to work until Monday, which means I just lost $1,000 because somebody was being as selfish and idiotic as I was. Even though, no, I didn't go to work. And the person that I work closely to, they didn't get the shit because I probably didn't have it. But I didn't know that. So you got to be more mindful and protect the people. If you think you have it, or you potentially, or somebody in your household, bro, just don't be in motherfuckers' faces. Stop touching everything. Life is not a museum. If you think you might have it, we're still not. If you're not the homie, you still don't need to be touching all on my hands. And if you ask me for a cigarette, I will give you one. And if you don't need to be feeling all on my cigarettes, like, ooh, which one is this? Did you smoke this one? Oh no, hell no. You want this one? No, that's nigga. No, just be more careful and just be more mindful and just don't be dumb about this shit because people put money over your health every day because they want to keep shit secret. They think shit's funny. They don't care. They don't think about that. They're delusional. They lie to themselves. They don't want to seem like they're going to have it because if you give it thought, you give it power. And where the energy uh, flows, whatever goes, whatever. If you try to believe it, you perceive it, you receive it. And if I think about the virus, then it's going to spread and it's going to grow in my body. No, it's a real thing, and you probably had it, or you probably been infected by it, and you were asymptomatic, but you gave it to somebody, and they hurt their own children fucking around with you, and you're a stupid ass. So you got to be more mindful and careful about shit, because I just lost $1,000 because somebody was um, not careful, and it wasn't me because I'm very careful when it comes to me, but that person wasn't careful. But at the end of the day, that's all I gotta say, man. It's Aaron Moses on the bang, you the bang, we the bang together, man. Life is in the breath. Life is in the breath. Breathe it in and don't spread the coronavirus. That's it. Peace.